Welcome to Cougan's Corner. Today I want to talk to you about the big event that happened yesterday by Apple at the WWDC. However, the only thing I'm going to cover is the new iOS.
I'd like to talk about our next big release of iOS. Now, when it came to naming this release, our crack marketing team really surprised us this year by demonstrating their ability to count well into the double digits. Yes, it's iOS 13.
I like how Apple can make fun of itself. It's always good to be able to laugh at yourself. So we're finally getting iOS 13, although they're calling it something else for the iPad, which I'll get to in a minute. In fact, the main point of this video is what this new iOS is going to do for the iPad Pro. I'm not going to cover everything, but I do want to highlight some of the great changes that are coming. Though this video is mainly about the iPad, I will be pointing out some of the features coming on the iPhone because all of these features will also be on the iPad. The first anticipated feature is dark mode. Having dark mode and being able to swipe on the keyboard are nice features, but as we all know, these features have been available for quite some time on Android devices. However, Apple has made some great improvement with this new iOS. For example, they made the Face ID unlock 30% faster. In the App Store, downloads are supposed to be 50% smaller and updates are supposed to be 60% smaller. When you click on an app, it's supposed to open twice as fast. I've never really used reminders that much. Maybe I should, because Apple sure does make it sound awesome. One thing I was really impressed with was the new Apple Maps. They look amazing. They have taken maps to a whole new level. Check it out.
With Look Around, I get a gorgeous, high-definition 3D view. But this is my favorite part. Turn your phone and hold on tight. Smoothly move down the street.
I think we all know that our privacy online is not great at all, but Apple is working hard to make our lives more private. And I can really appreciate that. They're making it much more difficult for third-party software to get our information. They have a new feature coming out for home video cameras that will encrypt the video footage across the cloud so that even Apple themselves can't see it. They are also adding a feature that will allow you to use your Apple device to sign into accounts, and you can do it using your Face ID. Even if an app or a website wants your email address, you can choose to keep it hidden, and Apple will give it a fake email address so that whenever they send that email to you, it'll go to that fake email address and then go to your regular email address. And if you get tired of hearing for that particular app and can't get rid of them, all you got to do is delete that fake email address and then you won't hear from them anymore. They've also created a bunch of new emojis and different ways to customize them, and you can even make them look like yourself. This also includes new emoji stickers. They've also given some more powerful tools to edit pictures and videos, and they've made a cool new way to organize and view your photos and video gallery. Siri has been updated as well and will sound more natural. And for those of you who use AirPods and like to share the music that you're listening to with each other, you're really going to like these new features.
First, when you're wearing AirPods, Siri will now be able to read your incoming messages to you as soon as they arrive, and you can instantly respond. Another great new feature is audio sharing.
On the iPhone, the software is called iOS 13, but on the iPad, they're calling it iPadOS. They talked like there's going to be even more changes coming this year to the software. Listen to some of the new features.
Swipe home, and the first thing you notice is this tighter grid of icons, letting you have more tools at your disposal right on your home screen. I can now pin my widgets right on my home screen. I have a single note right here in Notes, but what if I want to have two notes side by side? Well, now I can. I can tap, drag, and now I have a split with two notes.
I'm so happy to see them making the iOS more powerful. One of the major complaints that I hear all the time about the iPad is how hard it is to export files. If you wanted to use a USB or an external hard drive, you had to jump through some serious hoops to make a workaround for this. But they have finally made some good changes. Watch.
Now, browsing in files, of course, you have icon view, list view. Well, how about column view. For instance, in iCloud Drive, we now support folder sharing. That's right, you can now plug in a thumb drive. Sometimes when you're working with a camera, you'd like to import directly into an app like Lightroom, and now you can. And it's also a huge year for Safari. You know, Safari is just the perfect device for browsing the internet. It's like holding the web in your hands.
Oh man, am I the only one who thought this was funny? Whenever he said it's like holding the web in your hands? I mean, we've been holding the web in our hands for years now. Basically, their big news about Safari is that the iPad will have a desktop browser on it instead of showing a mobile browser. Apple is also adding some new ways for us to use fonts. I really appreciate these next features that are being added.
So navigating long documents, you can now grab the scroll indicator and jump anywhere in the document instantly. Now, moving the cursor is easier than ever. Just pick it up and drag it where you want it to go. And selecting text, just put your finger down and drag out a selection. And when you have a selection, check this out. You want to copy or cut? Just a 3-finger pinch to copy, a 3-finger spread to plop it right down. And if you make a mistake, don't worry, just a 3-finger swipe to undo.
This is going to be so much easier to be able to select the text this way and copy and paste it. The old way was such a pain. One thing they didn't mention that I personally have been looking forward to is mouse support. It will be an accessibility feature, and you can either plug a mouse in or you can use a Bluetooth mouse, or at least that's what I found on several different websites. However, the downside is that it will emulate your finger on the screen, but I think it will make it even easier to select, copy, and paste, and I'm looking forward to trying this new feature out. They even made the latency of the Apple Pencil better. Right now it's 20 milliseconds, which is really impressive, but it will be 9 milliseconds with the new iOS. They created a new palette for it and have made it easier for you to be able to write on top of anything that's on your screen. Now, some of you will probably like this next feature.
Now for typing, there's the standard keyboard, of course, but watch what happens when I pinch on it with 2 fingers. It shrinks down to a new compact layout, and this is really great for typing with 1 finger or your thumb while you're holding your iPad. I know we'll learn more about some of the things not mentioned in the announcement as the developers get to play with the beta version, but I'm happy with what they've done so far. But we'll have to wait until we get our hands on it to see how well all these features work. Now, developers can get the beta right now, and then there will be a public beta available in July, but we won't get the polished version that's going to be given to everyone and probably until around September. What do you guys think about all these updates? Are all the features there that you would like now, or are there some that you would like to be added? Let me know what you think down in the comments below.